Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about homeschooling in the state of Nevada, and I'm going to try to cover a variety of information for you to try to help you out. We're going to start out at the HSLDA website, which is where you would want to go, and you might want to join if you think you might have any legal concerns, and you never know when you will. And I think it's only like $12 a month, and I would recommend it if you live in the state of Nevada and you're homeschooling, especially if you might be putting your children back into school after homeschooling them for a few years. Anyway, it says that you can file a one-time notice of intent to homeschool with the superintendent of your local school district. You must file the notice before you start your homeschool program, or not later than 10 days after your child has been formally withdrawn from public school, or not later than 30 days after establishing state residency. You do not have to file again unless your name or address changes after filing, in which case you must file a new notice of intent with the superintendent of your local school district within 30 days. The Nevada Department of Education provides a standard form for the notice, or you may use the form provided below for our members' exclusive use. This notice must include the full name, age, and gender of your child, your name and address, a statement from you signed and dated stating that you have control of your child, that you have control or charge of your child, and the legal right to direct his or her education, and that you assume full responsibility for your child's education while she or he is being homeschooled. An education plan showing that you will be teaching the required subjects. See below. The plan must be appropriate for your child's age and level of skill as determined by you. If applicable, the name of the Nevada public school your child most recently attended, and an optional statement from you prohibiting release of the information you have provided, and your notice of intent. The superintendent should acknowledge your notice with a letter, which you must retain for your records as proof of your compliance with your Nevada homeschool law, and you might want to put all of that in your portfolio or binder that you're keeping for your records. You must teach the required subjects, and it lists those. And if you're keeping a portfolio or a binder and you've never kept one before, some of the things you might want to put in there. If you take placement tests with your students that you find online or wherever you get them from, so that you can find out which level they're on in the different subjects and create a plan for what you're going to teach them for the year, you might want to put that in your portfolio or binder. Any state homeschool laws, you might want to print that out, put the date on it, put that in your binder. Copies of any forms that you filed, you might want to put that in your binder with proof that you filed them. A couple of calendars or for attendance records, you might want to put that in there. Brainstorming and coming up with your favorite resources, you might want to list those in there. And an actual list of resources that you're going to use this year, the online curriculum you're going to use. You can print out the curriculum from the websites or copy them from different workbooks. When you're brainstorming field trips, you might want to put that list in your binder, and then you can look back the next year of the ones you didn't use to see the ones you want to use, and you might highlight the ones that you're using or create the separate page. Sample work from your students. You might want to pick like 2 pages of each subject a week. That's just an idea. And you can choose if you want to showcase their best work, show progressive work, or show a variety of skills. And you might want to have your own portfolio or binder and have your student create their own portfolio or binder as a school project. And that way they can look back through what they've done for the year. And they might want to showcase their work, their best work in their portfolio or binder, where you might want to show progressive work or a variety of skills in yours. Or you can do all 3 in one binder. You can put proof of any field trips taken, like you can get a leaflet or a flyer and write the date on it. Have your student write a page of what their favorite thing was that they did or what they learned and put the date on it. You want to put a weekly schedule in there, a daily log of activities when they do their schoolwork, like day 1, the date, the time, the subject, the name of the website or book that they're doing the subject in and the activity that they're doing within the subject. And then as you do day 1 and the date, you'll have day 2 and the date, day 3 and the date. And then at the last subject, you'll want to put not just the start time, but the end time as well. And that way you'll have the hours of their schooling in their log as well. And then you might want to write notes or short assessments on their work. And then every 6 to 8 weeks, you might want to write actual assessments for each subject. And then at the end of the school year, you might want to write assessments in each subject and put a positive spin on anything negative. Like if they're struggling with their reading, you might want to put they're behind in the reading a little bit, but they have a positive attitude. And then towards the end of the year or at the end of the year, you might want to put they went up 5 reading levels within the year and you think it was because of their positive attitude. And if they're creating their own binder, you might want them to put self-evaluations in there. And if they do volunteer work, you might want to create certificates or have the people write up statements so you can put that in their binder. And that might help for if they're going to college or joining the military. And if they're taking outside classes, you might want to have people fill out things and put those in there as well. Any of your contacts with emails, phone numbers, addresses for the school, and homeschool support groups you might want to put in there. If they're doing career study field trips, a list of questions to ask them about the education they needed, their daily tasks, what they do, what they use a computer for, if they're maintaining schedules or meeting deadline, their organization skills, their leadership skills, and maybe even see if you can record audio or video footage for the students to review later and have the student write a paper on it. And this might help your students choose a career, choose their path in college or education. And it might just even help them with interviews later and with their communication skills. And you can have all of that in your portfolio or binder. So that's just some of the things. There's a lot of other things you can put in the portfolio or binder as well, but hopefully that helps you because a lot of people like having them for keepsakes. And this is from the State Nevada Department of Education, and I will scroll down and you can pause it and read it. I'm not going to read all this because, oh, it's not that much. Huh. Well, there you go. You can print that out and put the date on it that you printed it out, and you can see the links, and you can go to those as well. So hopefully that helps you. Assessment tests, if you want to do assessment tests. Oh, another thing is the standardized test. If you take a standardized test for the year in Nevada, like when we homeschooled for 6 years in Nevada. I believe it was 6 years, and at the time we were taking standardized tests and they wanted us to drive and we had to go to Vegas to take the standardized test. And then my son, who was in the 6th grade, scored 3 above 12th grade scores. And the next year they didn't want us taking the test, and if we took the test they didn't want copies of it. But you might want your students to take the tests, and you might want to put that in your binder as well, because a lot of the homeschool students there score a lot higher than the students in the public schools, or they did at one time because it was on the front page of the newspaper. But at the beginning of the year, you might want to find assessment tests or placement tests to have your students take it to see, and I'll show you one. That way you can print it out, and this one is math, so you can see what they might make simple mistakes and you can highlight it and show it to them, or they might have areas that they need to review, and then you might see that they're starting to struggle and say, oh, that's what level they're on and that's where I need to begin teaching them. And then you can make a plan of what you want to teach your student for that year from taking placement tests. And they have reading and different subjects of placement tests on the internet for you. So, and you don't have to print out all the pages. You can save this as a PDF on your computer and print out a few pages and give them the pages that you think that they need to take on the subject. But that might help you as well. And then there's this website, and this one has reading assessment and literature assessment tests that you can find and print out for your students to help you as well create a plan for their education for the year. So, and this one helps you, especially if you've never homeschooled before, for organizing. It's from Alaska, but you can see the headings of, and it helps you to see the various things that you might be needing for homeschooling and the different things that go into homeschooling. And you can create lists like this and put it on one page, like the field trips you might plan on taking. You can put the actual names of the places and where you're going to find their math or their reading or their literature, whether you want to list books or curriculum, and you can list the favorite ones, and then you can choose the ones you want to use, and you can highlight it, or you can create another page with the actual ones you're going to use. And then next year, later on in the year, you might want to look back on it and think, oh, I remember I had this one. And then you can find it there easily in your binder, and then you can pick a different one or other things to go with your schooling. And that might be an idea to help you. And this is an attendance record. You can see where I found it on the upper left-hand corner. And you can print a couple of these and put a tentative schedule, what you think your schedule is going to be for schooling. But even if they go to public schools, sometimes there might be a snow day or something might come up and they may not have school that day or half a day. And then they might have an actual schedule. So you might plan a schedule, and then you might want to put the actual days they're having school. And so you can use something like this, and you can put like X's on the days they have school, or S's, or you can use highlight markers, or you can put FT on field trip days and H on holidays. It's just however you want to do it. And I like this website. It's not free. It's around $20 a month, but you can easily print out the curriculum, and you can see the individual activities they're going to be doing in each subject. So if you're keeping a daily log and you're putting like day 1, the date, the name of the time, the name of the subject, the website, or the name of the book they're using, and the actual activity they're doing, then these would be the actual activities like division facts up to 10 or even or odd. So that would help you, and that way you have a daily log of the activities they're doing. And at the last subject, you might want to put the start time and the end time of that subject. That way you can easily see the hours they did it. And so if you have day 1, day 2, day 3 with the dates and the times and the subjects and things like that, you have a log. You can actually, you don't have to add up how many days they did schooling. It's in their daily log. And it really shows the schooling that they've been doing. And you can list your field trips in there as well. And this one is Khan Academy. It's supposed to be free for everyone, everywhere. And it's an excellent resource. It's full curriculum. It's supposed to be from pre-K all the way up to college. And I've heard people say great things about this website. And then this one is all-in-one-homeschool.com, otherwise known as EasyPeasy. And this one is free. They do take you to a website to donate, and you can click cancel. At this time, it's free. And they use different websites, so your student can click links to go read at one website and then go do math at another website. And it's great fun for them. And you might find that you end up loving it and want to donate later. They also have Bible, but it's not included as far as I know in the daily activities. I think you have to click on it separately and do it. So if you want to begin the day with Bible, you can do that and then go to their daily activities. This is Schoolhouse Rock, and it is not complete curriculum. It just adds to their curriculum and gives them a break and gives you a break. And it's great fun. It's music videos, and you can find them on YouTube playlists. And it covers a variety of subjects. So you may have heard it, but didn't realize that they covered so many subjects and so much information in each subject. So you can see it covers grammar, science, economics, history, math, and civics. So if you're wondering what to do in civics, you can find that. And you can see the subjects, and it helps them with not only multiplication, but it also mentions some things about addition to help them with as well. And here's Grammar Rock, and you can see the subjects, the noun, the verb, preposition, subject, adverb, adjective. And this is great because singing along with us will help them really be able to retain their information, because they might remember the songs after singing them. And this is American Rock, and it teaches them about the Revolutionary War and immigration, inventions, branches of government. And then there's Science Rock, and Earth Rock is science as well, and you can see the subjects here. And you can see how it covers such a variety of information. And here's the Earth Rock one. And then you have the Money Rock, which also teaches them budgeting and things like that. So it's a great addition. And if you want to make lunch and you want to have them sing along while you're making lunch, it's just a great resource. This is Project Gutenberg, and you can click on the title of a book, Click how you want to read it, go to that book, and if you want to read it to your students, you can, or you can have them read it aloud depending on what level of reading they're at. It has a lot of books, and it's great fun. It's a great resource. And this is another one, and it's International Children's Digital Library. I think it has like over 4,000 or 5,000 books, and it has different editions. It's very easy to use. You just click on the book, and if you don't like it, you can go to a different one, and you click on the page. And you can turn the page in the upper right or left-hand corner. I mean, upper right-hand corner to the left or to the right. And you can zoom in or however you want to read it or scroll down. And this is just an excellent resource in case maybe you don't want to go to the library, you just want to find books online. And if you do go to the library, you might want to create a certificate and give them a list of things of library skills you want them to learn, and then give them a certificate of completion for the library skills. And this one has spelling books that you can download, and you can go here and find spelling books and download a spelling book that you might want your students to use. So they have so many that maybe you might find one you like. So, and you can search for other things as well on this website. This is an excellent website. And this is one of the spelling books. If I can show it to you from that website. That's just beautiful. So you can use this and have them write the activities on paper, but it shows you the lessons. So this is a great resource if you're looking for an old spelling book or some sort of spelling book to use for your students. You can find that some of them are online. This is another excellent resource, and it's hard to share all the resources because there's so many of them that are online that I have like lists. And this one is an excellent resource. You can see here, you click on that and you can find whole books on that. So if I want to go to year 2 and I want to go to page 1 to 24 of this practice book, you will find this practice book here. So maybe you're looking for a book and you just want to print it out, and there you go, or have them read it online, but I would probably print it out. This is an excellent resource. Just amazed at the resources I find on the internet. And I hope that this helps somebody. And another thing, if you're new to homeschooling, you might want to join a homeschool support group. I haven't joined the co-ops, but the homeschool support groups might help you with information that you never even thought that you had needed, especially if they're going to go to college or join the military and they need certain things. So they share resources sometimes, and maybe even books, and maybe you want to donate books that you use to another family out there that's homeschooling, and you might find them in the homeschool support groups. And some are free and some cost money. But anyway, and you can put those lists of contacts in your binder or portfolio. Anyway, I hope that this YouTube video helps someone out there who is homeschooling, and I hope I covered enough information. Please feel free to leave comments, and thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.